I hope y'all waking up and actually paying attention to what's going on right now. The California ports, one of the busiest in the world, is looking hella empty right now, y'all. It's no ships pulling in, no shipments going out, and they trying to tell us, oh, don't worry, it's just because of the tariffs. The tariffs is the reason why this is happening. Maybe it is a little bit of the tariffs, but what else is it? Y'all just seen what happened the other day in some parts of Europe. Power outages. I'm talking blackouts everywhere. 50 million people was affected. And they talking about some solar activities. And now the supply chain is drying up quietly? I'll ask yourself, what moves easier through empty ports? Goods or something else? You think they clearing it out for business? Or they clearing it out for something they don't want to tell us? We gonna have to figure it out once it happened. Y'all gotta remember, every time history changed overnight, it started quietly like this. I'm telling y'all, we haven't seen the full picture yet. But best believe, this shit's already in motion, y'all.
Welcome back to AI Crystal. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's raising eyebrows across the global supply chain. Empty ports in the USA. What's happening? And why are some of America's busiest ports eerily quiet?
So everybody's freaking out because our American ports are beginning to run a little dry. But what nobody's telling you is the reason why they're looking dry. Because they used to be flooded with Chinese exports. And if our ports here in America are looking dry, could you imagine how the ports in China are looking? Look up the images of all of the ships and all of the cargo containers that are in Shanghai's port alone. You don't have to look at all China. Look at Shanghai ports. Thousands amongst thousands of ships that are disabled because they have nowhere to ship containers to. Tens of thousands of cargo containers that are filled with products that now the Chinese are having to take those items out of the containers to try to salvage some of those goods if possible. But guess what? The United States is still selling our exports. Because unlike China, 18 countries have already come to agreements with the United States on this tariff policy. And we are still working on figuring out all the little details with all of these other countries that are coming in. But how many people, other than maybe South Africa, maybe, have agreed to China's tariffs and to officially trading with China? You may get a few here and there, if that. But everybody that China has gone to has said, we're sorry, we cannot consume as much as America consumes. But on the contrary, other nations are telling us we can make what China makes. So we're still winning.
So what happens now? We are an enemy to China and we are no longer friends with Canada. I live at the port of LA and it's true. Everything's empty. The ships are not coming in. If anything, the ships that are out there right now, they've all stopped. Do you know how much dock workers make? They aren't getting jobs anymore. They are losing their jobs. These are the best jobs. These were the most secure jobs you could have in this area, and they are dying. And when the goods aren't coming in and the dock workers aren't working, then all the businesses around us and beyond are going to be affected. It's very upsetting when you do everything right, everything you're supposed to do, and yet we're still suffering. And it's not our faults. It's not our faults. It's the people up top. It's the government. It's the billionaires, it's the rich. You get what you voted for. And now what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot more angrier citizens. We are so used to getting what we want and getting it fast. So when you go to the store, do not yell at these workers. Do not scream. Do not complain. Go to your congressman.
Washington people, listen up. This is really fucking big. There are no international ships at the shipping ports in Seattle right now, and the last one is scheduled for the 29th. That means that major supply chain issues are gonna start happening really fucking soon and really fast. Basics, household items, things that we buy every day that are from international areas, China, Canada, Mexico, Central America, like we get all over Asia. Just we get so much stuff, Europe too, from other countries, and we are seeing no international ships. Shelves are going to empty, and we aren't going to be able to get those things back very quickly. And prices are going to go up like crazy, and small businesses, large businesses, all sorts of people that rely on imports and exports are going to see huge changes, and not for the better, really soon. So if there's some essentials that you need, get those. But also remember, shop local, support your community, support your neighbors. And if you need to give money to somebody to get something, support the people in this area that need it during this time, because this is going to hit us financially so hard. Like, the consequences are hard to even, like, picture. It's so huge. So prepare as you need to.
Guys, there really are going to be empty shelves and goods we cannot get within the next couple of weeks, and it's only going to get worse over the coming months. Here's the deal. The last ships from China are arriving in the coming days. They're not going to be sending anymore. They're not. And other countries have already said, hey, we're not going to send medical supplies. So now we're looking at potentially hospitals going back to COVID era protocols of postponing or no elective procedures at all, because they need to prioritize medications and equipment for the most critically ill patients. Rationing care. And it angers me because this is completely avoidable and completely self-inflicted, and it's going to hurt those who can least stand any suffering, the poorest and the sickest among us. And as a person with a human soul, that bothers me. And I'm doing what I can for myself and my family. If you are able to pick up some extra staples like flour or boxes of cereal, canned goods, rice, dry beans, household cleaners, some over-the-counter medications, just to have like cold meds, Tylenol, Advil, things like that. Do it if you can. Go to the dollar store. They have them there. I checked. I was at Dollar Tree yesterday picking up a few things. Seriously, you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a little extra backstop. And I know some people are like, I can't even do that. And that's going to be the reality across this country. And it's only going to get worse, because not only is the supply not going to be coming in, what we do have and what we do manufacture here, the costs are only going to continue to rise because the demand is going to increase. And this is completely avoidable. So, are we great again yet?
So I'm seeing a whole bunch of videos about the ports being empty and things like that. And obviously it's true. But I just want to tell people, like, don't panic, don't operate out of fear. We have to remember that we're going to live in this lifetime through a lot of things that are repetitive processes, meaning a lot of things we experience have been experienced before. Be smart, properly prepare for things, stock up sparingly and gradually on things that matter. But don't go taking all the toilet tissue off the shelves, please. Please don't go buying all the jugs of water and things like that. Down to the coronavirus, it wasn't the first worldwide pandemic. We are going to live through a lot of things in this lifetime that people have lived through them before. So I don't think we should operate out of a spirit of fear, out of panic. Just do what you got to do. Be smart. Do your research. Buy things sparingly, what you need to buy. And, we're going to get through this one step at a time. Also, you already know, as always, shout out to that 92%, man. Shout out to y'all. I hope y'all having a good day.
So that the Seattle ports are empty, right? We have like one container ship and half of the containers are empty. Okay. So if anyone doesn't know that, for all the maggots out there that aren't getting the real news, we don't have any incoming food. We have no imports coming in. Everything's fucking empty. Seattle port is empty. You heard me? I remember when our fucking trade fell down in 2008. I remember when the ports were empty. I remember when all the truckers were laid off. I remember COVID when the fucking ports were empty. This is supposed to be 10 times bigger than you could ever imagine. You're going to have to start making your own toilet paper. Don't go fucking overbuying shit. Don't do that. Don't do it again. We've already been through that. Prepare to learn how to make your fucking own. We knew this was happening. We knew this was coming, but for anyone that didn't, now you know. Thanks, MAGA. And friendly reminder, you can go on Amazon and you can order 50 pounds of rice and have it delivered directly to your house in bulk size. You can also do the same thing with like full family meals like CMEs or EMRs or whatever the fuck, you know, the little military packets of food. You can get 30 days worth of meals for a family of 4. For like, well, at the time, I already bought I bought a shit ton of these a couple years ago. My garage is filled. My garage is filled with beans, rice, a whole bunch of ready meals. I was going to buy more, but then I started slacking off because Biden got in office and I felt safe. Biden got in office and I felt safe, so I stopped buying my storage bulk, but I've got like a shit ton in the garage. We've got like 2 50-pound bags of rice. We got like 2 50-pound bags of fucking beans. We got a full MRE or whatever container of 30 meals for 4 people for breakfast. We've got one for lunch. We've got one for dinner. We have to go fill up all of our water jugs, still giant fucking gallon size, you know, the big giant blue bin things, you know what I'm talking about, the big ones. We got to go fill some of those up. But people need to fucking prepare. You need to be ready right now, like ready today. Like start preparing. What a wonderful time to unemploy all the fucking truck drivers so that they can have their little automated electric self-driving delivery trucks. Isn't it Elon that wants to make a super highway just for truckers and the electronic self-driving vehicles? Not truckers, but trucks, long-haul trucks, just for the self-driving long-haul trucks. Yeah. Put all the truckers out of business. That's how you can get it done quick. But I'm just a conspiracy theorist who's fear-mongering and predicted every single thing that's coming true. So, you know. I guess don't listen to me.
Did y'all hear about the ports being empty? The girls and boys are in shambles. We ain't gonna have nothing. They said by May 11th, everything gonna be empty. All the shelves, everything. Everything. Hold tight to what you got. If you struggling to pay a company, hold tight to your money. Even the banks is saying we in a recession. They understand. They understand. Hold tight to what you got. China, Hong Kong, Italy, they ain't shipping nothing over. Our ports are empty right now. Look it up. No bullcrap. And I know I've been seeing a lot lately. There's been a lot of BS on TikTok. I ain't gonna lie. It's been a lot of BS. But this is real, y'all. We in a recession. Hold tight to what you have. I would say, go to the market, get what you can. Because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So stock them freezers up, man. We in a recession. It's real. We definitely in it. Like, everybody's going to take effect. Transportation industry, retail industry, food industry, every industry you could think of. So hold tight.
Ports are the heart of global trade. They serve as gateways for goods, raw materials, and products that fuel our economy. But lately, many U.S. ports, especially on the West Coast, have seen a noticeable decline in activity. So what's going on? 1. Post-pandemic trade shifts. After the COVID-19 pandemic, the global supply chain went through major turbulence. Demand patterns changed, factories closed, and shipping routes were altered. In 2021 and 2022, Ports were overwhelmed with containers and delays. Fast forward to now. Trade volumes have dropped, and containers are no longer piling up. In fact, some terminals are nearly empty. 2. Shift to East and Gulf Coast ports. Shippers have been redirecting cargo away from West Coast ports due to labor uncertainties and congestion. Ports like Savannah, Charleston, and Houston have seen a boost, while Los Angeles and Long Beach are now experiencing underutilization. This geographical shift is reshaping U.S. maritime logistics. 3. U.S. China trade tensions. Trade relations between the U.S. and China remain rocky. With increased tariffs and supply chain diversification, many American companies are sourcing goods from alternative markets like Vietnam, India, and Mexico. That means less traffic from China and less volume through the Pacific gateways. 4. Inventory glut and consumer behavior. Retailers, after overstocking during the pandemic, are now reducing imports to clear inventory. On top of that, American consumers are spending less on goods and more on services. This shift means fewer containers are needed, leading to lower port activity. 5. Automation and operational changes. Some ports are transitioning to more efficient, tech-driven operations. While this increases productivity, it can also give the illusion of emptiness, as goods move faster through the system without lingering in yards or terminals. Cut to aerial footage of a quiet port. Narrator: empty ports don't always mean bad news. They can signal improved logistics, better planning, or even positive supply chain changes. But they also raise serious questions about the future of global trade, labor implications, and the resilience of our port infrastructure. Closing scene. You in front of a camera or animated character. Narrator: you. What do you think is behind the silence at our ports? Is it a sign of economic slowdown, or a sign of evolution? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and colleagues, comment your thoughts, and most importantly, subscribe to AI Crystal for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. Until next time, stay informed, stay curious.